Welcome to SolidCAM Professor. I'm Sydney, your SolidCAM Professor, with one of many videos available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In this set of recordings, we'll learn everything there is to know about our operation for thread milling. We'll learn about creating the tools used for the thread mill itself, and we'll show you how we can do this for holes as well as for studs for threading on the outside. Let's actually get started now with our operation. Now, before we get started, let's actually take a look at our part. The hole that we have inside over here is an M30 by 3.5. In other words, a pitch of 3.5. The outside, if I were to look inside my helix that I have over here, you'll see that the pitch is 2 millimeters. Now, in addition, the diameter I have over here is 40 millimeters. Now that we have that information, let's actually get started with our operations. To start our thread milling operation, we can go to our SolidCAM 2.5D tab on top and click on Thread Mill. So let's click on Thread Mill, and we have the dialog for Thread Mill. Now, if we take a look at our dialog, it's very similar to the rest of our dialog when it comes to milling. However, the geometry is exactly like picking a geometry in tapping. So let's go to create a geometry. And note, in this particular case, my hole that I have over here has already been drilled out to a diameter of 26.5 millimeters. So all it needs is just the thread milling. The geometry, I'll just click on the top of the part and I have the center of my hole. Now let's go to our tool. When we go to select a tool and create a tool, the tools that we can create are exactly the ones needed for thread milling. So I'll choose the thread mill and note our dialog on the side. We can choose it either from a standard table or define the parameters all on your own. Let's start by defining it using a table. I'll be using pitch, millimeters. We have the option also of pitch in inch and also thread per inch. So as I said, we'll be start using the pitch millimeters, and I'll be using the option from a table. When we choose from a table, we can go to choose your standard. The standard I'd like to use in this particular case will be a metric ISO. When I click on this, we get our table to choose the actual standard threading that we like. At the top, we have our thread standards from M1 through M68, and then we also have after that thread fine. Again, from M1 through M68. In this particular case, my standard that I'll be using will be a thread standard of M30 by 3.5. You'll also note it shows you what your drill preparation has to be, 26.5, which is exactly what I have. And if this was a cylinder, it would show you what the cylinder diameter should be before starting your thread mill. We'll click on OK. And as you can see, all of these fields now are filled out. The pitch is automatically put in here and also is grayed out as this is coming from a predefined table. The cutting diameter is a suggested cutting diameter, and then we have our number of teeth. Number of teeth is the actual amount of teeth that you have on the tool itself. Right now it's set at 2. This, later on we'll see, has an effect on the actual tool path that we'll get later on. We have our arbor diameter, we have our total length, outside holder, shoulder length as shown over here. Thread cutting is in the gray. This is controlled by the number of teeth. The more teeth I have, the more thread cutting I'll have as well. So I'm going to set my total length at 120 and my outside holder at 80 millimeters. Number of flutes is just like any other end mill. This is the exact thread mill I'd like to use in this particular case. We'll click on select and we now have our thread mill. You'll note that it also shows us what's the actual size we have for our thread mill. For more videos on SolidCam Professor, please go to our website, www.solidcam.com, and look for the tab called SolidCam Professor. Thank you for joining us on SolidCam Professor. Take care and have a nice day.